Ladies and gentlemen, let me break something down for you tonight. There is a whole world of difference between a man just lying down with somebody and a man loving a woman he truly cares about. I'm talking about real love, the soul-tied, heart-connected, don't want to be anywhere else kind of love. And I need you to hear this with your heart tonight. When a man genuinely and truly loves a woman, a level of vulnerability comes out of him that never shows up at any other time. See, most of the time men walk around wearing armor. That is how we are built. We are raised to be strong, to be tough, to not cry, to not talk about our feelings, and to not show too much emotion, or somebody might call us soft. So we put on that hard shell. We protect ourselves, we act like nothing bothers us. But when a man loves a woman deeply, something in him changes, and that armor starts coming off. Stay with me on this, because you will see it clearest during lovemaking. I am not talking about sex, no. I am talking about a man lying with a woman he loves. It is more than two bodies touching. Souls are talking. That is when his guard drops. That is when the things he never says out loud, his fears, his hopes, his worries, his need to be held just like he holds her, all of that starts showing up in how he touches her, how he holds her, how he breathes around her. A man in love during that moment is not performing. He is not trying to impress. He is not worried about ego or stamina or how strong he looks. He is worried about connection. He is worried about closeness. He is worried about giving her a piece of himself that he does not let anybody else see. That is why I say real love brings out a side of a man that even he did not know he had. That quiet, tender, emotional side. You ever notice that when a man is not in love, everything is physical? He is loud. He acts dominant, maybe even rough. But when he loves you, his whole energy changes. His hands get gentler, his voice gets softer. He whispers instead of talking loud. That is because he does not want to break you. He wants to lift you up in that moment. He wants you to feel cherished. He wants you to know this is not just about desire, it is about devotion. And let me say this too. Some of the realest vulnerability is not loud. Sometimes it is in the way a man lays his head on your chest after that moment right there. That is him saying, "This is my safe place." That is him letting go of all the pressure he has been carrying all day. The pressure to be the man, to provide, to protect, to keep it all together. That is him finally exhaling. And if you are the woman he chooses to rest in like that, you better know you mean something deep to him. Now ladies, do not miss that moment. Sometimes you think he is quiet, that he is not saying much. But men do not always speak with words. We speak with presence. That silence, that forehead kiss, that sigh while he holds you, that is a man telling you he feels something he might not have the words for. That is vulnerability showing up in the only language we were never taught how to speak, and that only comes out when love is real. And I will be honest, most men are scared of that vulnerability at first. It is unfamiliar territory. We do not know how it will be received. Will we get judged for it? Will we get played for opening up? But when a man meets a woman who makes him feel safe enough to be vulnerable, who lets him feel like he does not have to be bulletproof all the time, that is when he gives her a version of himself that is not available to the rest of the world. Not his boys, not his mama, not his job, just her. That is the beauty of genuine love. It does not just make a man want to be close to you, it makes him want to be known by you. It pulls off the mask, tears down the wall, and leaves him right there unarmed, unguarded, and all yours. Now let me break down something else real clear. When a man is in love, not just infatuated, not just caught up in the heat of the moment, but truly in love, he stops putting himself first. That is just the truth. Everything about him starts changing, his mindset, his approach, his intentions. When love is real, he is not walking into that bedroom looking for what he can take. He is walking in there thinking about what he can give. I know that might not be what folks are used to hearing. Society has everybody thinking men are selfish creatures when it comes to intimacy, that we are only out here chasing one thing. But let me tell you, when a man's heart is involved, that man becomes the most generous person you will ever lay next to. Because now it is not just about the act, it is about the experience, and he wants that experience to make you feel special, seen, valued. When a man truly loves a woman, her pleasure becomes his priority. He studies her, he pays attention, he listens to the little things she says, and even more than that, he watches. He watches how she moves, how she reacts, what makes her smile, what makes her exhale. He starts treating her like a masterpiece, not a task. He is not looking at it like a performance, he is looking at it like a privilege. And here is where it gets deep. When a man is not in love, his ego usually leads the way. He is thinking about performance, about looking good, about finishing fast and feeling satisfied. But when he is in love, ego steps out of the room and gratitude steps in. That man starts thinking, how can I love on her in a way that tells her I do not just want her body, I want her peace, her trust, her joy. That is when you see a man take his time, real time. He is not looking at the clock. He is not rushing. He is not treating the moment like a transaction. He is treating it like sacred space. He wants to make sure you are not just physically satisfied, but emotionally fulfilled. He wants you walking out of that moment feeling beautiful, not just desired. Now let us go deeper, because this is the kind of stuff folks do not always talk about. A man in love starts asking questions he never used to ask. He starts caring about comfort, consent, and connection. He becomes more aware. He starts tuning in. And here is the part most folks miss. Your reactions matter to him now. If you are not feeling it, he is not feeling right either. If you say stop, he stops immediately, not out of obligation, but out of respect. Because when love is involved, respect is automatic. That is his queen, not a conquest. There is something powerful about that shift. You see it in how he touches you, how he looks at you in the middle of the moment, how he checks in. And it's not just about the big moments either. It is the little ones, the forehead kiss before, the gentle hold after, the smile when you smile. That man starts living for that look in your eyes, the one that tells him he made you feel loved, safe, and appreciated. And look, let me tell you this, it is not weakness, it is not soft, it is strength, it is maturity, it is a man being man enough to love his woman all the way through, not just halfway. It takes security for a man to put someone else first. And when a man does that in the most vulnerable, personal, intimate part of life, that is real. That is deep. That is love. So ladies, if you ever wonder whether that man loves you, do not just look at what he says. Pay attention to what he does when you two are alone, when the lights are low and the doors are closed. If he is more focused on your smile than his own satisfaction, more focused on your peace than his pride, you got a man who is not just making love. You got a man who is loving you. Don't skip this part, because what I am about to say next does not get said enough. When a man really loves a woman, the emotional connection becomes the gas in the tank. That is what powers the physical part. That is what makes the difference between just laying down with somebody and truly making love. When it is real, that emotional bond does not just show up in how you hold hands in public or how many I love you texts you send. It shows up in the bedroom too. It shows up when the lights are low and it is just the two of you. See, when love is real, it is not just bodies touching. It is hearts leaning in. It is energy being exchanged. And when a man loves a woman, he cannot even fully get there unless his heart is in it first. That connection, the emotional one, sets the tone. It is the warm-up, it is the glue. And if that bond is not strong, the physical might happen, but it will not feel whole. It will not feel complete. Now, a lot of brothers might not even know that is what they are feeling. They might not have the words for it, but deep down, they know when it is different. They know when it is more than just heat, because it is not just desire, it is devotion. A man in love could go days without touching you physically and still feel close to you, because he knows that love does not live in his pants. It lives in his spirit. And when that man finally does touch you, girl, he does it with meaning, with memory, with purpose. That emotional connection tells him, you are not just anybody, you are my somebody. And that connection comes from the way you two talk when it is about nothing at all. It comes from laughing at inside jokes, from that look you give each other across the room, from shared experiences, from the way you support him when the world is heavy on his back, from the way he watches you sleep and thinks, I got somebody real. That kind of love shows up in the way he wants to love you physically, not just for his own satisfaction, but to honor that bond you two built. It is in the way he kisses you slow and soft, like he is telling you everything his mouth never got around to saying. It is in the way he holds you close, like he is afraid you will disappear. That is not just attraction, that is emotion spilling over into touch. That is years of feeling safe with you. That is trust, that is appreciation. That is love showing up through the fingertips. Now here is what most people do not realize. For a man in love, the emotional connection is what gives the physical connection its depth. Without it, it is like water with no flavor. It will quench the thirst for a moment, but it will not satisfy. But when a man feels emotionally close to you, every kiss feels deeper. Every touch feels more sincere. It is not just the motion of bodies, it is the language of love. And baby, when he is speaking that language, you feel it. You feel it in your skin, your soul, your spirit. Let me say this too. A man in love wants to be known by you, not just physically, but emotionally. And once that knowing happens, once that emotional door gets opened, his body responds to that. He is not just performing, he is revealing. He is showing you who he is when all the outside noise is gone. And when that kind of connection is there, nothing is forced and nothing is faked. It all flows because it is built on something solid. So when you see that man slowing down, paying attention, listening to your breathing, holding you after, understand that is love moving. That is not just him being sweet. That is him being in tune with you. That is emotion driving the physical. That is love taking the wheel. And when love is the driver, baby, every destination feels like home. Now let me tell you something most people overlook when it comes to real love. Have you ever noticed how when a man really loves a woman, his touch changes? It is not just about the physical act or the heat of the moment. No, it is deeper than that. It is in the way he touches you with a gentleness that speaks louder than any words ever could. It is in the way his hands move slow and careful, like he is handling something precious. Because that's exactly what he is doing. He is handling your heart, your soul, your entire being. That gentle touch is not skin deep. It is a language. It is a promise. It is love talking to love. And that eye contact. Oh man, do not get me started on the eye contact. When a man is truly in love, he does not just glance over at you or sneak a quick peek. No, he looks into you. He locks in like he is trying to memorize every inch of your soul through your eyes. Those eyes become windows to what he is feeling, what he is thinking, what he is not saying out loud. And when a man holds your gaze like that, it is not about lust. It is not about conquest. It is about connection. It is about seeing you, really seeing you, and loving you in that moment for who you are. Now, I want you to think about the last time you felt that kind of touch. The kind that is slow and tender, not hurried or rough. The kind where the pressure of his hand says, I am here, I am present, you are safe with me. That is no accident. That is a man who has learned that love is not a race or a game, it is an art. And every gentle caress is like a brushstroke on a masterpiece. He is not just touching your body, he is painting a picture of care and respect. That is a man who is not in it for just the moment, but for the meaning behind it. And then there is the eye contact, that silent conversation between two souls. When a man holds your eyes steady, it is like he is telling you, you matter. You are the only one in this room right now, and in that gaze, you feel it. The reassurance, the adoration, the truth that you are not just another face, you are his face, his world, and that look stays with you even after the moment has passed, like a song stuck on replay in your heart. Listen closely, because this next part matters. That kind of gentle touch and deep eye contact is not something a man does just for show or to get what he wants. It comes from a place of real love and respect. It comes from knowing that the woman he is with is more than just a body. She is his partner, his equal, his queen. And every touch, every look is his way of honoring that. See, men who love like this do not need to say it all the time. Their hands and eyes do the talking. Their gentleness is louder than any declaration. It's in how they pause just to feel you, how they catch your gaze to remind you they are there, and how their touch never rushes, never hurts, but always heals. That is the kind of love that builds trust, that creates safety, that lets you be yourself without fear. Now I want you all to remember this the next time you feel that gentle touch or that intense eye contact. Do not brush it off like it is nothing. Right there is a man telling you he loves you in the purest way he knows how. And baby, that is something precious, something rare, something worth holding on to. Because at the end of the day, love is not just about fireworks and passion. It is about those quiet moments where a man's touch and his eyes say without words, I see you, I cherish you, I am yours. And if you got a man who does that for you, hold on tight. You found yourself a treasure. Now listen to me real good, because there is a part of love making most folks do not talk about enough. And that is what happens after the moment. I am talking about the way a man treats you once the lights come back on, once the passion settles down, once the physical part is done. Because believe it or not, that aftercare, that affection afterward, is one of the clearest signs that a man's love is genuine and deep. When a man really loves you, he is not going to just get up, pull his clothes on, and walk out the door. No, sir. He's going to stay right there, hold you, touch you, keep you close, like you are the most important thing in the world. That moment after intimacy, that is when you see if his heart was really in it, or if he was just there for a quick fix. A man who cares will brush your hair out of your face, kiss your forehead, whisper sweet nothings, like he is reminding you that you are special, that you are loved, that you are his. He is not too tired for that. He is not too busy. He is not thinking about the next thing. His focus is on you, making sure you feel safe, valued, and cherished, even when the heat has cooled down, and it goes beyond just touching. It is the way he looks at you after, the way his eyes still hold that tenderness. That is emotional depth right there. That is a man showing you that the love he gave was not skin deep, it was heart deep. It is him saying, girl, I am here for you. I am yours, not just for the moment, but for the long haul. So next time you are wondering if a man loves you for real, do not just watch what he does during lovemaking. Watch what he does after. Because a man who stays, who cares for you after, that is a man who loves you truly and deeply. And baby, that is the kind of love you deserve. And let me tell you one more thing that many people do not notice, but it is one of the clearest signs a man loves you for real. It is the way he shows patience and attentiveness during those intimate moments. See, patience and attentiveness are not just nice extras. They are proof. A man who loves you does not rush through that time with you. He moves at your pace, not his. He watches your face to make sure you are okay. He checks in without breaking the mood, with a look, with a touch, with his whole attention on you. He is not distracted. He is not thinking about finishing or about what comes next. He is right there with you, fully present, fully yours. That patience tells you something. It tells you he is not just using the moment for himself. It tells you he cares about how you experience it, about how you feel in it, about you. And that attentiveness, that is him saying without a single word that you are worth slowing down for. A man who is patient with you in that space is a man who will be patient with you in life. A man who is attentive to you in those moments is a man who will be attentive to your heart every day. So if you got a man who is gentle, who is patient, who watches over you like that, who stays after and holds you close, do not ever take that for granted. That is not common, that is not cheap, that is real love showing up in the quiet, in the tender, in the faithful. That is a man loving you the way you deserve to be loved. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the truth.